everybody, and welcome back to What's the Topic Again podcast. I am your co host, Emairia, aka Mars on the internet.
And I am your other co-host, Debra Love.
And today we're going to be talking about social media, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is more since a perspective of just somebody that just uses it, not a creator standpoint, if that makes any sense. Because if we were talking about a creator standpoint, it would be a whole different topic or section of everything because we're not people that are on it creating content, even though we are technically, but still
Right,
though,
we are. Yeah.
but still on the level, on the sense of knowing certain things, we don't know like certain creators that have been in there for a lot longer, if you know what I
Right.
mean.
Right.
So we're just going to mostly talk about on the standpoint of a user of social media, the good, the bad, the ugly, the good things that come out of it, the bad things that come out of it, and some things that can get a little creepy.
Yeah. But we still gonna go through a history of it. When did it actually start? Well, I don't want to say social media, period, but communi- communicating with someone at a great distance. Whereas you and I communicating right now,
Yeah.
we are communicating socially.
Hmm.
But when it was invented, and I'm still gonna get to that individual, it was like they had to find a way to communicate with somebody that was far away from them. So
Yeah.
that's basically some of how social media started. But we'll get to it.
Yeah. I want to also say, side note, we are in a setup, aka we have a table. We're using
Yeah,
a table, and
I feel much comfortable and taller at this table.
and also plus we're inside because it's cold.
It is cold out there.
Because
It's
it was
raining
raining.
and it's cold out there.
And it's
Yeah.
wet. And like I can't. It was too much. So we're just gonna film inside, and that's it.
And if it's cold again next week, or if it's this will be the platform. I feel like it'll be better for us to um, film at if we can't do it in our normal spot.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And also another side note: if audio sounds weird, it's because of me switching and transferring not only these mics but also the soundboard and stuff like that
Yeah.
over here. So if it is any different in the final cut, I'm sorry, but if it still sounds the same, then that's cool.
She apologizing in advance.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna take a little break and we're gonna get into the history of social media. As always, the websites that are used or website that we're using anyway will be down in the description for you to read or
Yeah.
follow along. And credits to the people that created these websites as well. Just want to shoot that out there too. Anyway, I'm gonna let my mom talk.
Okay. So first, we're gonna look at the evolution of social media. Man has been viewed over the years
Yeah.
to just learn how to communicate with each other. By advances in digital technology.
Hmm.
Um, I would say is it just a story about advancing the personal connection, but just on a larger scale.
Hmm.
So, according to Merriam-Webster, Webster magazine, social media is defined as forms of electronic communication such as websites for social networking and microblogging through which users create online communities to share information, ideas, personal messages, and other content such as videos.
Hmm.
Um, the 2019 Pew Research Center report on social media use in the United States showed that 72% of American adults use some form of social media. In 2005, the year after Facebook went live, that
Hmm.
number was 5%.
Mm.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
that's a that's a really leaps and bounds as far as the jump and the rise of people in social media
Hmm.
is concerned. So I can recall back from when I first really, I think they had chat rooms and stuff at one time or another.
Hmm.
Oh, you
I
don't know
mean,
nothing about that.
MySpace back then as well, but
Yeah. MySpace didn't last that long, but
no, because it evolved into specifically YouTube.
right. So what follows is an examination of the origins of social media, its relatively rapid growth, as a sociological and commercial force, and the change it has brought to the marketing world. So,
which is very true.
yeah, I mean, right
I
now you
mean, we
can,
got TikTok Shop. We got specifically even YouTube having that algorithm where you can like click the link for certain creators that promoting a certain item or
right,
whatever. I
right.
mean, there's so much. Instagram got they ads galore. Facebook Meta got they ads galore on there. Especially they're curated specifically based off of your preferences that they search throughout on your phone, because especially tracking, that's what they
Yeah,
do on this, like
yeah. Oh,
search
oh, trust
tracking.
me, I just really started noticing that a
Like
few
they're not
months ago.
listening to you, they're paying attention to you. That's all that
Right,
is.
right. A few months ago, I'm like, if I'm searching, say, TVs,
You get TVs everywhere, even
and I'm
stuff
getting
from like why Wayfair got
all
TVs.
all ads with TVs or something that's saying a TV. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do they know I'm looking for a TV? I don't know whether I talk to you or I'm like, somebody is watching me because everything that I search, then it becomes a part of what's going to be shown on
Yep.
my
Through your
phone.
ads and stuff like
Yeah,
that on certain websites. I
right.
know I was looking up like certain perfumes and stuff, and then I went to my Pinterest board. Every ad on there was like a different type of perfume. I'm like, I'm
Wow.
just looking for a certain perfume for us to get one day, but I'm like, I didn't need this many options. Now you're making my brain foggy.
I just try to make sure that when I finally make my mind up about what I'm going to get, I go directly to their website and not just Google. I try not to Google too much because I know that's how I'm being tracked from what I'm searching.
I mean, you can also go and well, little hack for people that are iPhone users. I think you can do the same thing for Samsung. You can literally go into your settings and you can like stop tracking. Say don't
Yeah,
allow tracking
yeah,
onto your on certain apps and stuff like that on your
yeah.
phone. Now on your computer, I don't know about that, but on cell phones you can do that specifically, and it won't be so congested like you want it to be.
Well, I know with my computer, excuse me, asked me about having my location,
Oh
allow them to see my location, and sometimes I block it
yeah, I mean
because
it.
I don't want them to just track that part. I don't know how those algorithms and what's that's all about. But
But back to the main point.
right. So in less than a generation, social media has evolved from direct electronic information exchange to virtual gathering, like we're doing right now,
hmm
to a virtual gathering place, to retail platforms. We see that all the time.
Yeah.
To vital 21st century marketing tools. Because
Yeah,
right now,
literally, wasn't I just talking about this with you specifically? How much it has evolved to this easy start to put yourself out there on social media than
yeah,
what it used to be probably back in
yeah,
the early days of the 2000 2010s even, I'll say it like that.
right,
But because you were just like lucky to even get fortunate enough to even like be shown like that anyway, especially on the YouTube side for
right.
sure.
And that face to face is not there as much anymore because sometimes I would say with certain things, it's all up, maybe safety reasons. Sometimes, you do social media instead of having people out face to face because of
I mean,
safety reasons,
I mean,
maybe.
some things like certain events and collaborations, yeah, they'll be like face to face type of stuff. But it just depends on the creator if they want to like say, hey, you want since you're in this area, we can meet and talk and
Right,
stuff like that. And it's more like a business thing for a little bit, but it can eventually turn into a friendship type of thing.
right. Networking at one time was a big event. All people from all careers and
I
backgrounds
mean, it
get
still happens till
together
this day.
and
That's the
do
thing,
that. But they feel like now they can reach a bigger market as
right?
far as networking
Because it's through social media,
through
and it
social media,
because you see specifically certain creators.
Zoom
Yeah,
platforms.
like certain creators talk about certain things that they are collaborators, ambassadors with, and they invite them to these certain like big
Right,
trip events just to connect and stuff
right,
like that. And sometimes you think it's like on the social media platform, like from a user standpoint or a follower standpoint, oh, they must be good friends and stuff like that. And low key, they just probably business partners for the moment, and
right,
that's it. And
right,
but that's just how it goes, though, especially nowadays, especially when social media is a marketing platform now. It's not on the sense of what tricks the eyes sometimes is like it's not
Well,
what you really think that
I
you see.
think even like you saying a marketing platform, if they know that one creator has like 10 million followers, they probably gonna get that individual to become business partners because now your followers can
Or
see
most
my
ambassadors
ad
for something.
or you can promote my ad because you got 10 million followers. Now I
But
know 10 million people is going to see it and 10 million people is going to tell somebody else.
yeah, but once again, it really depends on the creator if they want to go with that because some people
True.
can be sly with them contracts and they
Yeah.
can get messed up and messed over really bad and they have to build themselves back up financially again.
Yeah.
And two, it comes with on the sense of even like certain small creators, you'll be shocked of how many like partnerships that they have just to like keep themselves afloat.
Well,
But
that's when you have
once
to do your
again,
research.
I'm like, but once again, sometimes it takes that leap of faith to be like, I'm gonna go for it,
But you
But
still have to do your research.
yep, I'm gonna say, but still be careful. That's
Yeah.
the thing, and
Yeah.
read everything, no matter what.
Yeah. Do your research. Don't just be blown away by they looking at me to represent them or be blown away by what they financially what they're giving to you.
Yeah,
So make
but it's
sure.
not like we have authority because it's our
No,
fault.
we don't.
Subscriber count is low, but specifically,
I mean, like I tell you all the time, as long as we stay true to ourselves
yeah.
and do what we do
But
what
like I
we're
said, this
doing.
is from a user standpoint, and you're also talking to
Yeah.
somebody as well that sees other creators and is willing to talk about certain things that social media ain't that pretty as you think it is. You know what I mean?
No, you have to if you're willing to put yourself out there, then you have to be willing to accept the comments, good, bad, and the ugly that will come along with it. So, I feel like if you producing good content, you doing what you're supposed to be doing, irregardless of whether you can be quote unquote perfect with what you're doing, someone is still gonna try to find something negative in it.
Of
So
course.
just say the true to you. I try not to read too many comments. We ain't got that much, but we do
No.
have a few. She tell me what it's seen by the small view account that we have. So I go back and I look at it, and then I don't.
Yeah.
That's the way I am.
I swear, because after when we post a video, sometimes I'll be like, okay, it's up now. That's it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I like leave for 2 days. It's like, why is it double the
But
view
I
count?
tell you, you continue and you consistent with what you're doing. Everything comes in its time. So just like we started our podcast, it was in its time. So when it come down to the viewership going up, then that's gonna be in its time.
And
It may be videos
Yeah.
like these videos may be out 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
before somebody really start,
fighting
doing
for
anything.
a
But
spot to even be heard.
just
But
we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
yeah, that's it. But anyway, back to your reading. That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to say.
Well, I did go and read some of the things, and some of a whole lot of stuff I already know about, but I just want to be detailed and make sure that I'm factual with what I'm saying. So that's the reason why I go back to this educational website. So in a sense, social media began May 24th, 1844, with a series of electronic dots and dashes tapped out by hand on a telegraph machine.
Mm-hmm.
So the first electronic message from Baltimore to Washington, D.C. proved Samuel Morse, and they still use it to this day, Morse codes. Understood the historic ramification of his scientific achievement. What hath God wrought, he wrote. So, he probably knew that this could be used for something good, especially when the communication lines break down. Then you have your people that know Morse code. They create it. So when they're communicating with another person, only you and that individual probably will understand that language because three dots may mean a C, but 3 dots could mean something else. So you had people to try to break, because I know they do it like during wars and stuff, but you still have people who try to listen to what they're saying and break, trying to break those codes. Same thing people doing today.
Yeah.
They go in and they are get in and hack your system.
Yeah.
So
real quick off us just keywords, and that's
Right.
it.
So at that time, you still had people who were trying to. And, I mean, Morse code. If you go back and look at some old war movies, or just look at
Yeah,
some
that's what I
some
was thinking about
some
anyway.
I guess you can say mystery
Sci-fi, I'm gonna say
detective
it's like
type movie.
sci-fi type stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was saying.
So they learned how to communicate with each other besides just talking verbally.
Mhm.
They talked and they communicated in code, and they understood that language from communicating. Just listen to those taps.
Mhm.
They wrote it down.
Those taps,
They
those
wrote
beeps,
it.
the
It meant something.
pauses, how
Right.
long the pause
Right.
is, and stuff like that.
So
Everything.
Samuel Morse, he understood that. So um, you can also see about a recent article in the Washington Post. Before Twitter and Facebook, there was Morse code, remembering social media's true inventor, and details of the history and relevance of Morse code, complete with early versions of today's OMG and LOL.
I was thinking that as well. Like, is it meaning on this as the abbreviations of what
Right.
words are? Yep.
So yeah, you break stuff down, and you know, of course, we say acronyms or
Yeah, that's most of the time that you think about anyway. Like I say abbreviations because you're abbreviating the actual sentence or word or anything like
yeah.
that. That's all that is.
It took me a minute to start getting that stuff because I'm like,
Mama,
what in the world?
listen, I might be in the generation of knowing too many acronyms, but I don't know every single one. I feel like I'm old.
I still run across some, or I say, I'm like, what in the world is that?
Like, some of
But
them make sense, especially you know the context of a sentence, but some of them it's like, what you mean? What's that?
yeah, and I'm gonna shout out to someone that I started following and I continue to follow is Terrell Grice,
Oh yes.
and his new game, but he have the acronym,
We love Terrell here.
yeah,
We do.
IKUFL for his game. But you
Well,
got to go watch his YouTube channel,
mhm.
Terrell Grice. But yeah, but I'm just saying, just to when he came out with his game, then he had the acronym for it because he play a game. He play a game with his the people that come to sit down and be interviewed, and then he have them play this game or whatever.
And I know specifically with that show that he started, and one creator that I personally been watching ever since I was a teenager anyway was his name is Zachary Campbell. I love his work in my opinion. He also is really good friends with Terrell.
Okay.
And those two are a fool together. And specifically I just love listening to them and their upbringings in my opinion.
Right.
And just hearing their stories and stuff
But
like that.
they struggle, or I wouldn't say struggle. They believed in what they're doing. They stayed true to their platform.
They stay true to themselves, at least finally in their own truth of themselves, in my opinion.
The
and better
platform
than
was
ever,
there.
in my opinion.
Yeah, the platform was there. It just that everything happened again in its due time because I can remember, watching his subscriber count,
Yeah,
and
same with me.
and then when I look at it again, I'm like, oh my gosh, he in the millions, So I'm proud of him, for that because I watch them irregardless because I am a lover of music, and I like
same. And my person does music too,
right?
And specifically,
and I like the people that he would bring to his platform, and you don't even know anything about him, but you hear the voices and stuff, you be like, wow, So yeah, shout out to you. Just want to give you that, Terrell. Love you.
And Zach, in my opinion, been doing like reaction to music videos and artists and stuff like that, from small to even really big. And his first ever viral one, which I was around the time specifically with that, was with that Rihanna song. I can't think of the actual one. It's either Rihanna or Beyonce, but he was feeling himself the whole video,
okay.
And he went viral as a meme on Twitter, and I was just like. And I just saw his subscriber count blow up. I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's actually he's getting recognized." In my opinion, that's always good to see, especially for our community for sure, and mine as well.
Right.
Just to appreciate those type of creators that are trying to make themselves known in the best way possible. In my opinion.
Well, I'm shouting out Terrell. I don't want to forget about Roxy. She is behind the camera, but she is a key component to the success of that show. So I don't want to forget about Roxy, but yeah, I watch them faithfully.
Yeah. I mean, I watch a lot of like creators, in my opinion, from young and old. And one creator I would say for sure that I got my mom hooked up on is Mary Kay Bella. In my
Yeah,
opinion, she
yeah,
is so
she's
funny.
hilarious.
And
Yeah,
she uses, like, in my opinion, because she's still Christian. She's a church person that loves Christianity but makes funny jokes about a black church. If you know how crazy a black church can get and how messy it can get sometimes.
yeah,
But the thing is, she reviews wigs from Amazon and other platforms as well, and that's the main reason why my mom really
yeah.
has been getting into it, because some of the wig reviews is from, as she would put it, cheap wigs
Yeah,
that she will review.
yeah.
And just for anybody from, as she would put, Salt and Pepper Beauties, aka the Great Cousins, as she would call every one of her subscribers her cousins or aunties, uncles, whoever. And you would technically be qualified as the auntie for her, but specifically,
I'll be auntie.
but specifically, her humor is so funny. And I know the first time I watched it was back when we were in our living situation,
Mhm.
and my mom just saw me laughing my butt off in the middle of the night. She's like, "Girl, what are you
What are you
watching?"
watching?
And I'm like, "You just gotta watch her video." And she was watching the whole, uh, like, playlist of her Slayer throwaway videos, and she was cracking up.
Yeah,
I love her content, right? And she doesn't get that much recognition either. It's almost like they shush her down, in my opinion. I'm like, bring her up, come on, bring her
well,
up, bring her up.
w-
She's been slowly building, because she's been on that YouTube space, I believe, for like 10+ years, if I'm
that's
correct.
sometimes as long as you keep consistency is the key.
Yeah,
Just like I told you, the motivational thing when it come down to
because I want to
Denzel
start doing my
Washington.
own individual videos, and I want to, like, just do as many different things as I can. I don't want to be niche. I want to be more than that, if that makes any
Right,
sense.
it does. But the
So
thing about it is, in order to be successful, you're gonna have to be consistent,
yeah,
and you got to get started, and that's what we did. We got started. So as long as we stay consistent with the content and continue to bring it out, I just feel like that everything will happen in its time.
yeah,
So social media continues to thrive in the United States.
of course.
72% of U.S. adults population users uses social media. 72%. 73% of U.S. adults regularly visit YouTube.
Which that sounds.
And to me, I'm on YouTube every day.
I'm on it every day, every night. I mean, I watch it to sleep for certain long videos and stuff
It's
like
just certain, but me, I'm a YouTube person when I'm looking for something, trying to figure out how to
that. I mean, that's
do
what.
something as
Yeah,
far as work, fixing something around the house.
yeah, and
I
that's.
am that
y-
go to DIY.
Yeah,
That's what I am.
I mean, that's the freedom of specifically having social media, aka
Yeah,
YouTube specifically. You can
right.
search up anything that you want,
That's what I
and
tell
it's
you.
going to pull
Somebody
up.
put it out there.
It's
Somebody
gonna
put it out
pull
there.
up, and
Yep.
you can fix it. You can do it. You can craft it. You can do whatever you want.
I'm telling you, YouTube for me allowed me to put
Fix the
a
toilet.
toilet bulb in the big screen TV,
Big
replace the bulb in the
patchwork when
screen,
it comes to walls.
patchwork, refrigerator,
Yeah. You said the stove, didn't you?
the,
The
the stove,
microwave.
the stove, yes, the microwave, the car.
Yeah.
When it came down to replacing the headlight in the car,
Hmm.
when it came down to changing the tire and this and that, because I used to own a Maxima, and you could not get to the headlight in that Maxima without taking the wheel off the car. I said, who does that? Back in the day, it was like you lift the hood up,
You saw it.
you pulled it out,
Yeah.
unplug the thing, you pulled it out, and then you put the plugs back in there, and you put the back in there the right. You had to put it back in there the right way, because some headlights be tilting and this and
Yeah.
that. So the person had to put it back in there the right way. But now they make it so difficult for people to do things on their own. It's almost like you got to take it back to the manufacturer or to somebody in order to fix it. They
That's the
wanted to
thing.
charge me $200 just to change out my headlight. I'm like, no, not happening. Glad I do have a brother that know how to fix on cars and do things. So I told him, I said, I looked on YouTube and it said do blah blah blah, and that's what
he
he
was
did.
like,
And
you're pretty much on the right track
right,
there.
he did that. I said, you got to go, you got to take the tire off, you got to take the wheel well off, and then you can get to it.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, and that's what he did.
With YouTube, for me, I used to, when I was a kid, and when young version of YouTube and everything like that, when YouTube just used to be like a little TV, not the play button like it is nowadays. That's how old YouTube is for me. But specifically, I remember like seeing creators on there that were like starting up, just doing it for fun, in my opinion. And then over time, that fun turned into your own brand now. This is a business now, you know. And the YouTube finally sees, it's like, oh, we can make money off of these people since the viewership on these videos are going bananas. And it turned into a business for some small creators. The first people I think about is like Smosh and stuff like that. But specifically, those type of creators anyway made a business and off of like the brand that started first place, just the goofy videos that they just used to make when they were younger, and they still do it to this day. They finally got back, and I was very happy. I was tearing up, emotional and everything. But anywho, specifically in my opinion, when it came to YouTube, over time anyway, I grown with it. In my opinion, especially seeing creators that have been on there for, like I said, like I'll say 7+ years, and I'm like, I never.
It was another adult when you were small in dance school. When you all had a fundraiser, that one of the parents told me about YouTube. I didn't even, I probably heard people say something about it, but I didn't know.
Say not only that,
and
but
I think I wanted to do something with my phone. She said, go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Type it up and find it on YouTube. I'm like, YouTube, okay.
I mean, I know YouTube specifically for me. I remember seeing it on the iPad, specifically like the first generation of the iPad.
Right.
I was on there, and it was used a lot more frequent anyway, especially for my dance studio, looking up music and stuff like that. It's easy to plug in instead of like burning a CD and just putting it up there and putting it up in your stereo and just pray that it plays correctly. You know what I mean?
Did that and messed up some stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it just skipped. I don't know. I thought
like,
I cut it the right way.
Like I say, you pray that it just plays correct and doesn't get corrupt because of the stereo or something like that. Just some crazy. You just have to be in that time just to understand what we're talking about. If you're a younger viewer anyway, like younger than me. But
yeah, because I had to, as far as getting y'all music together for a competition one time, I had to have the software on a computer.
You had to download the music.
I had to download the music.
And that could take a while, and then especially back then, laptops and stuff like that.
To cut it in the right spot, just to...
Because we couldn't use a full song because of copyright reasons. That's the thing.
Make it cohesive. So you had this and that. I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah, for
sure. And the thing about it is, my nephew, the one that said, "Auntie, all you have to do is blah blah blah."
Because
I listened it was a tutorial over the phone. He telling me what to do. I'm like, I already have that. I already have the software.
Remember, he did that for us one time, specifically when he was in town. Do you remember that? Yeah. And specifically, shout out to my
your cousin.
Shout out to my cousin.
Yeah.
We love my cousin, but specifically, he has helped in the past for sure.
He did
with that, and
he was good at it. I'm like, but you teaching me over the phone how to do something. You already got the software. I'm like, okay, I got it. All right. And then it was just trial and error, and then I got it.
But like I said, back then, laptops and stuff like that, burning stuff on there, took forever.
And yeah, because right now you don't even have a CD drive or anything like that, because everything is, you download it as an app.
Yeah, download as an app, or at most like. DVDs are
I don't even know why they still sell CDs anymore.
Not CDs. I'll say DVDs still exist for some weird reason, and also just in general, albums and stuff like that, like record albums.
Yeah,
and stuff
but
like
you know
that.
what? People getting back into vinyl.
Exactly. So that's the thing. That's gonna stay in there.
Yeah.
VHS tapes is a myth to some people.
That is, people don't even know what that is.
I know, like I said, it's a myth. I was on. And it was starting to fade away and turn into DVDs.
Yeah.
When I started to understand a lot of things. Because I remember, sorry for the reference, but it just comes straight to my mind anyway. Barney and Friends on VHS.
Yeah, it was on VHS. You had a whole lot of VHS tapes.
And like I said, sorry for the reference, but that's the one that I only can like fuzzily remember. That's the thing.
Barney, you had Dora, you
Yeah.
had Diego, you
Yeah.
had the Backyardigans,
It was-
Hopla. It was a whole lot of
It was
stuff.
a lot of
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah, a
but
lot of stuff.
social media, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is now
But
so
now,
much more
the
digitally.
stuff that you watched growing up, I found
for free on YouTube.
Right. I found Caillou on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm like, for free on YouTube.
What?
And they continuously do live streams specifically of like
Yeah.
full seasons and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Right.
it's just now the convenience of it all now, you know.
Right.
And
So,
even certain websites and stuff
To
like
me,
that.
that's a good thing, because if you're traveling, you don't have to worry about taking on DVDs or nothing like that with you. You can just, like, as far as YouTube Kids and things like that, everything can be streamed right there for your child for their entertainment pleasure.
Yeah.
To keep you busy. But Facebook, 69% of adults, it may be more than that, but this is just from this site at this time, online.maryville.edu. 69% of adults are on Facebook. 75% of U.S. adults 18 to 24 use Instagram, and 73% of U.S. adults use Snapchat.
I mean, Snapchat is finally like reviving itself in the new wave.
Okay.
Because I didn't even know this anyway, because I used Snapchat like back when it was like really popular back in 2016 and stuff like that. And
I never did. I couldn't get into it. I understand.
To be honest with you, I really couldn't get into it either. It's like on the sense of the
it.
sharing proportion, but for the filters, I like that proportion of it all.
Oh, that's the one where you have the dog.
Yeah,
and all
that's where
that
it got
stuff.
popular,
Okay.
and like the flower
Okay.
crown and stuff like that.
Right.
That's what we're talking about, like the early stages.
That's Snapchat.
So I mean, Snapchat nowadays still got the filters and stuff, but they depend on more of like the stories and the specifically the live streams and like shows and stuff like that, because they got like Snapchat shows on there.
Oh, I ain't know nothing about
So
that. Like
that's the
I'm
thing.
Not even I don't even think I'm a user. I don't know.
I mean, you had an
Did
account,
I have
but
an account?
I don't.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't even know if my account still is active or got deactivated or something. I don't know
It may have
yet.
gotten deactivated.
But specifically for me, I have not even touched Snapchat probably since like 2018.
So Facebook launched in 2004.
The year that I was a thought.
Right. By Harvard students Mark Zuckerberg.
Of course.
It has nearly 1.7 billion users, including 69% of U.S. adults, according to Pew Research.
I'm like, that's a lot.
Reddit. You be on Reddit.
I'm gonna say we're eventually gonna talk about Reddit on the sense of the stories that come out of there. We're gonna have a whole podcast episode with that specifically, and you are gonna be like, people are just sharing it like that.
I'm gonna be educated on that part because I have no idea.
Because my thing is, Mama, I'm telling you, your face is gonna be like, they sharing their business like this.
Wow. Okay. So
you're gonna lose it, I swear.
Yeah, Reddit was launched in 2005 by Massachusetts 20-something Steve Huffman and Alexis Ohania as a news sharing platform. Its 300 million users have transformed Reddit into a combination news, aggregation, and or social media commentary site. Its popularity is based on the ability to upvote and downvote user posts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I don't know nothing about that.
I mean, that proportion of it is like on the sense of it's like a like and dislike button.
Oh, okay.
So the more it's like upvote, it won't be like on the top profile of that whole genre or whatever. That's the thing. And the more upvotes it gets, of course, that's going to be the top story that's going to be on that site. That's it. That's all that is.
Okay. So Twitter, founded in 2006 by Jack Dorsey, Evan Williams, Biz Stone, and others as a microblogging site. By 2020, 22% of U.S. adults were Twitter users, according to this research. And the thing about it, too, I think I had a Twitter account. I don't remember. Also, now it's known as X.
That's an avid Twitter user, in my opinion. For the whole generation of Twitter, because I saw certain things, but I never had an account till I was obviously older. But specifically, it's called Twitter for a reason. The bird is the icon. you get tweets and you put them out there, and it's a tweet. You can specifically like the tweet, retweet the tweet. It makes sense.
I didn't get into that.
I'm like, it makes sense in my opinion. And now when you change it to X, it's very, nah. Anyway.
Okay, so I don't have an opinion on that one because I never did do.
I'm gonna probably cut out chunks of that. But
I think you need to cut that out and just go with the founder. And Twitter is now known as X. We're gonna leave that as that. Instagram was founded in 2010 by Stanford graduate Kevin Systrom as a photo sharing site and purchased by Facebook in 2012. Instagram has more than 1 billion users worldwide. I do have an Instagram thing.
I do as well.
But I don't post nothing on there. I just scroll through and just look at the content and then be like, okay,
I don't have at least I don't have anything posted on there either. But I remember specifically when I was younger and at the dance studio anyway, a lot of the big girls were crazed over Instagram when it first started. Okay. And I'm like, what is this site? What is this? And I
at
obviously,
that time, you were very young.
Yeah, so I didn't have like no clue what the purpose of it was, but I know the big girls at the time were losing their minds over Instagram.
I guess they found people that they liked that they were
well, I guess the craze of sharing pictures and just putting a caption for that picture is just what uploaded that. But I have zero clue. Pinterest.
Here we go. Pinterest, founded in 2010 by phone app developer Ben Silbermann as a visual pin board. Pinterest became a publicly trading company in 2019 and has more than 335 million active monthly users.
It's always a lot. And I would say for sure Pinterest is probably the most like clean site in my opinion.
Because we went to Pinterest when we wanted to do
vision board stuff.
The vision board, but it was like a Christmas door contest or something when I was working at the school. Yeah, we went to Pinterest to find that.
Like find inspiration for what concept of door that you want to do.
We did.
Specifically, I use Pinterest even still to this day for not only outfit inspirations, hair inspiration, makeup inspiration, nail inspiration, all the things that you think of. I probably have the inspiration board for it, but it's private. But I personally like using it, and it definitely is helpful to give like your brain on that creative field. Oh, these certain things are out there, and it gives almost like that creative flow to make something new.
And see, you lose me on creativity.
Why?
Because I can see something, but as far as you know me, I'm not artistic.
Well, it's not artistic more sense. It's more sense creative on the sense of it could be fashion creativity. It could be on the sense of like hair creativity. Like that's where I get most of my hairstyles from. But
mine changes really quick.
Well, you can use your wigs.
I can go 3 hairstyles, 5, 10. I can do a wardrobe change.
Exactly. I'm gonna say exactly. But my thing is that's the freedom of that, because most of my outfits, especially you seen some of them anyway in the past, came from Pinterest because it's an inspiration of what it is, of what I had in my closet, because it's not like I had every single bit of those outfits up in there. But
I may get into that again. I don't know. Okay, Snapchat, we'll go with that again, was founded in 2011 by a trio of Stanford students.
Stanford people.
Stanford, Harvard,
just smart people.
Right. Evan Spiegel, Reggie Brown, and Bobby Murphy. The video sharing service introduced the concept of stories or serialized short videos and filters run for informative digital effects, often based on location.
Yeah, that is.
I know. Was one Snapchat show like, I guess if you were the cartoon character or something, like if you had the floor and then that character was on the floor.
You could connect your. At the time, because I don't know if like Bitmoji is still a big thing anymore.
That's what it was.
But Bitmoji specifically, you can connect it through your Snapchat, and it specifically will show the people that also have Bitmojis.
Bitmoji still exists.
That connect to it. So yeah, I'm just saying that's what that is.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm not gonna say last but not least, but
last for now before we take a break, because we've been talking for almost 40 minutes.
Okay. TikTok founded in 2016 tech by the Chinese tech company ByteDance, and this short-form video sharing site was merged with the United States-based mobile app Musically.
Yeah,
You was telling me about
musically.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
In 2018, it became popular with American teens and
Mhm.
young adults.
Mhm.
As of early 2020, it had more than 800 million users
Yeah,
worldwide.
that's
Wow.
that in my opinion, that's the scary bit of TikTok. I'm like,
Wow.
you can literally just be out there
And I know
anywhere.
me. I get on TikTok and I get to scrolling,
I have
looking
not
at
been on
videos doing this
TikTok
and that.
in
And I'm there for 2-3 hours. I'm
yeah,
like, let me put my phone down.
Mama. Remember I told you I was on TikTok for almost like I pulled an all nighter and it was 6 hours straight.
Right.
I was
I'm
like, this
like,
is unhealthy.
I'm
This is
not
unhealthy.
doing that. So I don't even have a TikTok app on my phone
Me
anymore.
either.
I took it off.
I uninstalled that app completely because in my opinion it gives you more clarity of how much you actually pay attention to your phone.
Right.
It's like we stuck scrolling on our phone like this on TikTok, and that's toxic for
And
your
then at one time, then you say on TikTok, I know at one time when I was doing it a lot, it would say, you need to take a break
Yeah,
from this.
stuff
You've
like
been
that.
on blah blah blah, so let you know that okay, they were noticing that you've been on it for a while, so just give it a break. I'm like,
But the
okay,
thing is on the
you can't tell me how long I can be on here.
I know. But the thing is, in my opinion, it's a healthier mindset when you don't
Yeah.
have TikTok
Yeah.
on your phone.
Well, I don't.
I don't even.
I took it off.
I have not used it since September of last year, and even around that time, anyway, I was just using it for a second. And when I say a second, I scrolled through 3 videos, and because you were in a place anyway, and I was in the car, I got bored, and I was just going through TikTok just to see what creators still are on there. And like I said, I scrolled through 3 videos, and I said, I'm installing the app.
Your auntie send me stuff on TikTok, so I have to go through the browser and ask me, do you want to put it up? Do you want to download the app? I'm like, no, we'll just look at it, and I'm like, okay, and that's it.
But yeah, TikTok definitely is that platform that boomed through everything.
Yeah, but then with them too, I guess they increased the amount of time that you can have a video posted.
Yeah.
And I think Instagram did the same thing too.
Oh, like on the sense of like if for your like the video relevancy of it on the sense is like you either have to post almost like 3 to 4 things a day or something for your stuff to like appear like that.
I don't know how but I thought maybe in the beginning the video was like 30 seconds, 15 seconds, and something like that. I think now
either 15 to 30 seconds, then they upgraded it to a minute. And then now I think it's like 2 to 3 minutes that you can do for a TikTok video.
But I know I'm like, okay, this video long.
But anywho, I think we're gonna take a break and we're gonna specifically talk about this next section, these next few sections before we end the podcast. Anyway.
Yep.
All right, let's take a break. Okay. I just want to give out some leeway. I mean, I know we're giving our own input on social media just from, like I said, a user standpoint, not really a creator, like somebody that's like been actively just using it as a user, not a creator. That's the thing.
Right.
And I mean, us talking about the usage of social media, I have mentioned it in like the past podcast episodes about Instagram, and I used to post on Instagram a few times. Now on the account I use now on a different account, which still exists. You can look it up, I don't care. But basically, I would say for me in my generation, when I used to just post on there, it was no thought, it was no nothing, and I was just doing it just to be with my generation, not doing it for myself.
Right.
And that's the toxic thing that I will say this right now. If you don't want to post on social media, you don't have to do it. No one's forcing you to do it. No one is trying to tell you to do it. That is on your accord to post on social media. That's it. My mom is acting a whole fool. But
don't do it.
I mean, but it's true though. I mean,
it's true.
I mean, on the sense of, because I mean, you had a Facebook account for God knows how long.
Well, I got my Facebook account
like 2011, 12, something like that.
Yeah, 2010, 2011.
Like I said, you had your Facebook account for a
but
very
Facebook,
long time.
But I've had it for some years, but Facebook was out for some years before I even got it.
Yeah.
It was
I think
created in 2004
you only did that because
for
of
family.
cheer and family as
Yeah,
well.
when you were competing and stuff, and the family couldn't make it to your competitions, then I created a YouTube channel and start uploading your
Which
performances
once
there.
again you can look that up too. I mean, it's out
Right.
there.
So
But
that's and when I got on there, everybody was surprised. I can't believe you on here. I'm like, I'm only here because I want to share some of the things that she's been doing with the family. That's
yeah,
why I'm on here. But now
I mean,
I don't put anything out there. Maybe
um,
a new picture
I
every
was,
now and then.
I would say this more for sure. Explain how you not posting on social media in the first place and how you see other people that are in your circle, out your circle. How do you feel about that personally?
But it's not. Sometimes I think when it come down to any social platform, unless you know, a content creator, motivate
Like motivational, quote unquote, somebody that is trying
yeah,
to bring out positivity and stuff like that. Those type
that
of people.
part. I'm okay. That's what you do. That's probably your job. That may be your money making thing or whatever. But then you got some people that will post everything under the sun on social media for other people to see. And I'm like, really?
Like, that's a
But
little bit too much information.
yeah,
But
and some of it to me is oversharing, but I
I
guess,
mean,
you
you
know,
got people
that's
out there in the world that will overshare just by mouth. So
right. So I guess that's just them. And, you know, my thing is just like you're saying, if you feel comfortable with it,
go off. And no
then
one's stopping you. It's
just
not
do
like
it.
there's a law telling you can't do it.
Right.
As long
It
as you ain't
just,
hurting nobody in the process, go off. That's
it
my
just,
opinion.
I guess it's just different as far as
Especially
me.
for us, in my opinion,
Yeah,
because we're not
compared
like
to
avid
other
social media people
So,
in general. Like, we don't post everything. The only thing that we're consistent on is obviously posting this podcast. But for me personally, I don't post on social media, and even if one day that I do, it's not like it's an upload schedule or anything like that. I'm gonna post whenever I want to post.
but it's
And same with you.
almost like, yeah, because I changed I finally had changed my profile picture on Facebook because it was the same picture from when you did the 5K run in
Yeah.
elementary school.
Yeah.
Come on now. So I had finally changed that. And then people were like, oh, she on social media. Then I started getting likes. My
And
thing
people
was,
were commenting and stuff like that.
I did not, I was, I thought that I was going to put it there, just change it and nobody see it. So I don't know, see, just to let you know, with me in social media, I don't know how you turn the thing on. I don't know how you just put it and say you don't want,
I'm gonna
other
say
people to
maybe
see
that
it,
there
make
was
it
an
private.
option. I'm gonna say maybe there was an option on the sense of, oh, you switched your profile picture. Do you want to share it on your platform and stuff like that? Because I know Twitter does that. That's the
Okay,
thing.
maybe said that and then I just said yeah, but then thinking, okay, as soon as I posted, somebody click
Yeah.
like,
And you're
and
like, you're
see,
getting
I'm not
comments. I'm like, so
right.
beautiful and
And
everything
see,
like
with
that.
me, I'm that person. If somebody comment on something, I'm going back and I'm going to respond and say thank you. And I think for every single person that commented
You
on
say you
that,
got like
I
50,
went back.
50 comments or 75 comments. You said you had a lot.
The last time I looked, it was like over 100.
Oh my God, Mama.
But no, I see people with 3, 4, 500 comments and stuff. So
I'm just saying, just in general, I'm like,
I didn't do it for the comments. I
No,
just
no,
wanted
no,
to
no.
update.
You just
I
wanted to
wanted
change your
update my
profile
picture
picture. That was it. So
to make it look up to date.
yeah, I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm so hurt. You put me away.
Oh, that was. But we together again. We together again.
Yeah,
On another
I'm gonna say
platform.
on the recent
Yeah.
stuff anyway.
On another platform. Yeah.
But speaking of anyway, can't you believe that we are episode 15? And
I cannot.
specifically, once again, that our history video is being pushed back, and I want to deeply apologize about it. But it's gonna happen. We're not saying it won't, but we are definitely gonna do it before the whole season ends for sure.
What's that?
And our history specifically featuring
Yeah.
our special person. We're still keeping
Yeah,
that
we're
secret.
trying to.
We just
work
trying to
that
find a right day, good time, good lighting, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
that's all that is. And it's just the schedule for my mom has been crazy, and even as
That
well
too.
for that individual as well, because she has health issues and stuff like that. And just want to make sure she's in check, making sure she's good and ready to go, because I know when she comes up on camera, she don't want to look a certain way. She want to look
That part.
nice and good.
That
so,
part. Yep.
So that's all I just wanted to say. But anywho, let's get on to this website more sense. I was trying to find the right section to start.
Well, as far as the internet is concerned, because we wouldn't have social media
without
in this type of way if it wasn't for the internet.
Yeah.
So the internet has its roots in the 1960s and the 1970s, when various private and public organizations was working to try and find ways to get computers to communicate with one another. So in a sense, this can be considered as the beginning of social media. However, it wasn't until the 1980s and really the 1990s that personal computers became more normal, which set the stage for the emergence of social media. Meaning that in the 60s and 70s and 80s, people didn't have personal computers at home.
No. And we talked about this in the technology episode, right, for sure. Especially
it was so expensive.
Yeah, especially I asked you anyway, was there anything in your household like that? You said no. you said specifically I had to like go to a library or something. Right. And that's even if the library has it available to y'all.
It was available to us, but you had maybe, if you used the computers at the library, they gave you probably about an hour.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, it's available for y'all to specifically do that.
And then you just have to make sure that you get there in time to catch a computer that's ready. Otherwise, you may not even use it that day.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So even with that, I told you I didn't get my first computer until I moved out the house.
Yeah, you say since you were an adult. That's the thing.
That's when I got a personal computer, and even on that scale, it was probably more or less to use it to type up a report or just to have it. I didn't really get another one until we moved to Louisiana. And I got one there, but still with that part, yeah.
I mean, for me, anyway, when it came to, like I mentioned beforehand in that technology episode, I was using a laptop when I was a kid. And
iPad too.
Yeah, but the thing is with that laptop, that HP laptop that I broke 2,000 times and spilled stuff on it, that was a good HP laptop. It had
Definitely
Windows
good.
On it and everything. At the time, it was good, but oh well.
With her,
being a clumsy child,
my laptop was on the edge of the bed or on the bed, and I could not catch it before she bounced off the bed, bouncing around, and the screen broke. Of course, who fixed it? Me. Basically from someone who was a computer person. His name is Jason. He told me, because I ordered it, I ordered the screen, and he told me at that time when I did fix that screen, it was nothing on YouTube to show me. I think I ended up finding some pictures or something. The first time around, I didn't have it, I guess, connected the right way. But the second time around, by me going back, reading the instructions and looking at the pictures or whatever, I was able to fix it. So yeah,
but
I am that individual.
Yeah, you are.
I will do that.
You are. But anyway, let's get back to this reading because
yeah, we're gonna get to that. So additionally, the emergence of blogging and the bulletin board system in the 1990s helped usher in the age of online social networking sites.
I'm sorry, I gotta make this joke. We have a blog. Go check out our blog. It's a weird plug, but I'm just saying for real though. Check out our blog at our website specifically. It's down in the description for you to easily access and click.
Yep.
So there we go.
So the idea that an average person could log on to the internet and write about what they were thinking, feeling, and doing, and that these posts could be read by anyone at any time and responded to, help people begin to understand the full significance of social media, of the internet anyway. So
segue. I must say.
I mean, it just kept on growing.
Yeah.
I remember the first time, as far as connecting to the internet, you had to have a phone line. You had to have a phone line in order to connect to the internet. And the thing about it is, you could not be on the phone and be on the internet at the same time. It was not going to happen because
that was back then with
Yeah.
not as strong of Wi-Fi or anything.
No, it was plugged into the wall, a
cellular-
telephone line.
Yeah, I'm about to say cellular type of stuff.
And be like, that's when you knew you was getting ready to get connected. AOL,
oh,
American,
yeah.
what's the AOL? Some online. I can't think of it, but anyway,
I'll
AOL.
put the acronym on the
Yeah.
screen normally.
And then when you open up your AOL account online, it say, if you had in the mail, it say you got mail.
Yeah, you got mail.
Yeah.
The iconic saying back in like
That was the
around
iconic
that time,
saying. Yep.
the 90s or 2000s. That was how
Yep.
that sounded.
And I remember using a company called Earthlink.
Yeah, and that was definitely around the time, especially when the you got mail type stuff and the moving dinosaur when it's like 404 connection not found and stuff like that. That was on
But
early.
you know what?
That was
People still get those user errors.
Yeah, I'm like, that's on
400.
early window days when they used
Yeah.
to move and stuff like that. But now it doesn't.
But that, going from that to really, I was just really amazed with how, it continued to progress. Because right now, only thing you need is a router, and everything is
Synced.
connected.
Yeah.
Not wirelessly.
I'm gonna say, not saying certain connections will overflow it, like on the system. This is too much for me.
Right.
I'm gonna dissipate. I'm gonna corrupt, and just everything just shot for
But
like 10 seconds.
It's the signal strength. It's the broadband. It's it's just a whole lot of things. It's fiber optic.
Sometimes our Wi-Fi system.
All that.
Sometimes our Wi-Fi system is like, this is it.
It
just falls out.
Shut off and then start back up again. So
It's
I
like,
don't know
why?
what's going on with that,
But
we don't have nobody.
we
that
ain't
can
gonna
go
complain
to.
about it because it's our only.
Nope.
This is the only
Nope.
like general area that it has Wi-Fi like
Yep.
that. So we're just gonna roll with the punches.
We still connected.
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even bring up the name.
All right. So last section before we end this podcast episode.
Okay, let's see. Old social media sites. Using our definition of social media above, the first two social media platforms were 6 Degrees and Friendster, both of which are no longer around, despite playing an influential role in starting what has become a social media revolution. Mm-hmm. And I think when it comes down to anything with technology or being creative or being an inventor anyway, it's always going to be someone looking to do something a little bit better than what it already has. And I can tell you, if you can go back and watch the cartoon that came out in the 60s called The Jetsons.
Yeah.
Look at that. You would see at that time in the 60s, they were FaceTiming each other.
Yeah. Obviously, it's like on big monitors and stuff like that.
But still, it was almost like, what is it, the thing called? Amazon Connect?
Oh, it's not the dot. What is it called? I can't think of it, but I know what you're talking about anyway. Yes, no. Echo, that's what it's called.
Okay. So that, just having the size of like our iPads are, and you communicating with each other, but they just had a TV screen come down out, if Mr. Spacely was calling George Jetson.
They have that nowadays.
But I'm just saying, if you look at the cartoon Dick Tracy, he had the watch.
Yeah.
And he was communicating through the watch.
Which you can do that with an Apple Watch and stuff like that now.
So I'm just saying, it was just those people at that time, they were thinking well above. You almost 50 years ahead of your time.
Yeah.
When it come down to that.
A lot of things are like that. Even on the sense of going back to like The Simpsons and stuff like that, they had certain things of sort of dealing with.
The Simpsons came out in the 80s.
I know the 80s,
like
but
that.
still though, they were still talking about 20th century stuff too.
True, but I'm talking about the 60s.
I know the 60s heavily stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
it was just that I'm just amazed with it was Hanna-Barbera, if I'm saying the name right, and Joseph Barbera. I don't know whether brothers, cousin, whatever, what relationship they were to each other, but I'm just saying they were decades ahead of technology. They where we haven't gone to the part of where George is on the conveyor belt, the bed pops up, pop him up out. They get him on a conveyor belt. He goes through the shower. The thing is brushing his teeth.
That
He
sounds
don't
like
even have to do
30th
that.
century stuff right
Right.
there.
He
Or
don't even have to
something.
brush his teeth. The thing is brushing his teeth. As far as technology is concerned. I know with Judy and Jane, that's the daughter and the wife,
Mhm.
they had holograms as far as the clothing that they want to put on in the
Mhm.
closet.
Mhm.
They'll go behind the screen and then you can change out and say, okay, this my wardrobe. So we ain't made it to that part yet, but trust me,
Certain,
it's somebody that's out
I
there
mean,
working on that.
certain movies and even certain like old TV shows back then definitely like hinted at this is gonna be the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're not wrong. That's the
No.
thing. So
No, but it's some other stuff that, we can talk about and you can see not only decades ahead of time, they
yeah,
probably centuries ahead of time. We'll be gone. And, before some things would come out that we see on TV, that person mindset is there. They showing you what it could be like,
yeah.
you
It's
know.
now it's just more sense of hopefully the world will evolve to something a little bit greater for that to happen.
But I hope and I pray that it's used for good,
right?
and not, for something sinister or
But
whatever.
we can only hope and pray for that. But it's not like you don't got them ignorant people. But
Well, you got cyber people that's doing things, but that's why they have cybersecurity. That's
Right,
why
right,
you
right.
go to school, because you got
Yep.
people hacking stuff. Just like the last Saturday,
You said the outage?
my phone was out.
Yeah,
AT&T
I was
phone
like, I was
out
shocked
for
about that.
about
I'm like,
6
I
7
did-
hours. I couldn't even get nothing on my phone. Somebody hacked into the system, and the only thing they can do is apologize. AT&T, you could have gave me a month free.
I
Take
mean,
that apology. But they can't lose. They can't give away no millions of dollars like that. But
but
still,
anywho, specifically,
I digress.
but anywho, we're gonna take a little break and we're gonna end this podcast episode. My mom does her always little dancey dance every time. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. If you did, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also specifically, you can listen to us on Spotify and also Apple Podcasts. And also new YouTube feature, you can listen to the audio version on our YouTube channel as well. So give it a listen. And specifically, if you just want to listen to the audio version in your car or whatever, you can do that. You can listen to it specifically on your Google Home Hub. You
Basically,
can do that.
just listen.
I'm like, you could do that. That's
Right.
fine. Specifically, in my opinion, go to our website, www.whatsthetopagain.com. Even though it's not Black History no more, womp womp. It does not mean that we ain't gonna stop talking about Black history.
Oh, we gonna plug that
And
in
we
every
gon-
moment that we can.
Yeah, like we're gonna incorporate it, especially if it correlates to a certain episode topic that we're talking about. And I feel like this episode was definitely a little bit educational, but a little bit informal as well. Just trying to
Right.
just let you know our perspective. That's it. As always, don't knock over your iPad, Mama,
But
because it's
there.
too expensive.
It's just the screen just moving. I'm like, oh,
Me, I'm
but
like,
I got
it's too
I got the
expensive.
stand right there, so duh.
I'm like, it's too expensive. Hopefully, blog posts will be up by then. Not only of Black history, but also as well our own individual stuff eventually.
Yeah,
Because we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
get
work
back.
on that.
Yeah, like we're gonna get back into that again. I just want us to like keep our blog posts active for Black history, just specifically to have those out there for y'all to read. Like I said, it's a little essay and stuff like that, just to give you some insights, some notes and stuff like that we
Right.
couldn't fit into the podcast episode. So just click the link in the description. It's there. Any final notes, Mama?
No, appreciate the love that we're getting from
Yeah.
the people that we're getting. We appreciate, just taking the time out just to watch the video and make a comment if you did, or like it, or
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
No,
Until the end of the season. The season's almost ended.
we probably got 5 more. What, 5, 6
About
more
5
episodes?
more episodes left, you guys, and then it's
We're gonna take a break.
yeah, we're gonna be on hiatus for a little bit. Not saying the channel is gonna be inactive, because we're gonna keep rolling out some shorts
Yeah.
and maybe even give some teasers whenever the set is ready and stuff like
Right.
that. But specifically, I'm very excited where this podcast is going to take us for sure, especially when season 2 is going to be on our butts before you know it. And plus, on top of that, 2 birthdays, ours, is coming up soon.
Mine first.
Yeah, and then it's me. We won't. It'll probably be around the time of your birthday, like the week after, something that the podcast season is going to end. So, so yeah. Specifically, I hope you guys have an amazing, blessed time of your week,
yes.
And specifically praying for everybody's safety, of course, when it comes to switching to a new season, aka spring soon. Because my allergies been messing up.
Daylight saving time is going to be coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah, I'm like, my allergies been messing up. So, just specifically.
I don't have none of that.
So. I do. And my nose just been sniffling. But anywho, hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.